This is
Just
like,
like,
I'm not dying on this hill with you guys.
no. And thankfully Joe's not here either because we've already had a little Barney on one of the post shows about Venom. Just like, no,
Oh,
Joe, go away. You're wrong. I'm
Joe,
right.
what are you talking about? You're wrong in every instant.
Bless him.
Uh, so I guess we'll kick off right into this right now. Welcome everybody to the CBC podcast. This is the Venom Spoilercast. So if you haven't seen the movie, or even if you have and you just want to know what our thoughts are, you just stick around or leave, depending on which choice you fall on, I guess. But Venom is a movie, and here to talk with me today is Mitch.
What's up? You can find me at Mitch692.
And of course, you guys can always find me at Armeni's or at Comic Book Cast. Just follow that, all sorts of Twitter stuff, or just Google Comic Book Cast, one word, and everything pops up in one place. It's pretty handy little tool there, that Google. I don't know if people are aware it exists these days.
I know it's only a little indie thing in it.
I'm hearing this Google Plus is going to be the new Facebook rage.
Wow, Google Plus.
Yeah, they announced they're shutting it down. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I actually can believe that.
That shit was garbage. It's like, oh.
I remember I was invited to beta. I was like, this is gonna be
It's like, oh, it's Google. It'll be, oh, no. Good.
Yeah, I heard about their phones. Are they really good?
Yeah, I got the 2XL. Really good phone.
Oh, nice. Damn. Cool.
I would get the 3, but I'm on a 2-year contract, so rip.
Mm-hmm. So I guess people are probably here to hear less about Google and more about Venom. So speaking of Google and how it's like a failure, let's talk about the Venom success and the failures within the script, I guess.
What script for starters?
So
There wasn't one.
I'm still trying to figure out what RZA's what the hell was his name?
Riz Ahmed.
Yeah, what was his
Was it
character
Dake
name?
or Drake or something like that?
So,
It came with D and end in the name.
yeah. Okay, so bad guy. I'm trying to figure out what his plot was exactly.
I mean, I'm pretty certain on the script it said bad guy because that's all there is to the character. He wanted to go into space. That's pretty much it.
So,
And to go into space, they needed the symbiotes, which they got from space, because they just went into space. But they had to go, and they needed them to go into space.
so the plot of the movie, people are wondering if you're probably just sitting back going, what was the plot of that movie? So the main bad guy, Drake, I'm gonna call him. I think that's his name, possibly, maybe not. Doesn't matter really. But he has spaceships, and he's the world's leading engineer in space travel. Just so you guys are aware of this.
He's Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah,
He's Elon Musk.
He's Elon Musk, so he's like, okay, I'm going into space. Check out my spaceship that can travel far into deep space. So he finds the goo, which comes back to Earth, right? So he's like, so instead of saving Earth and colonizing maybe like Europa or Titan or Eros or one of those habitable moons we know could sustain humanity and get us resources like water, his idea is somehow these goo aliens that I found on this rock are going to lead me back to their home planet, which I can successfully fly towards.
Yeah, yeah.
So, what is the world like in this location? Because it seems to be San Francisco today, but apparently we're so far technologically advanced we can make it to alien planets.
I mean, didn't they say it was a meteorite they were on?
Yeah. And then they're going to use the things to go into deep space to the alien planet and get the symbiotes, which are all going to load on one spaceship to colonize humanity down here because we can sustain them up until they eat us or something.
Yeah. Which, let's not forget, they can also land on a moving meteorite, actually get these things.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently they have no resistance at all.
Right.
And bring them back safely. Apart from, right, this is a question I need answering. You probably don't remember because no one remembers. How many symbiotes were there originally? Was it 3 or was it 4?
Okay, so I swear to God they said 3.
Yeah.
But it seems like there's 4 or 5 the moment they start to getting to the testing on them.
Yeah, because I know they say one goes missing, but I saw this when it came out over here on Wednesday, so I can't really remember it at all. But in my head, it went. They said they have X amount, and then one goes. They say one goes missing,
Mm-hmm.
and then Riot goes missing.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't know if that's exactly how it was, but then like Riot somehow takes 6 months to get from Thailand to San Fran on a direct flight. I don't know how.
6 months inhabiting like a little girl
Yeah.
and like a little old Asian lady. I'm just like, wait, if he can just do all this stuff and possess stuff, how does he even know of the plot to go get the other symbiotes before he's with Drake?
Now remember, the entire movie does tell you that there's a little like gestation period that they have to like adapt to the host. So no one on that flight realized this little girl's like burning up and dying, or the old lady's burning up and dying for 6 months, because that's how long it was in the air. Either if it actually, the plane might not have been in the air for 6 months, but it took them 6 months to land and then get to Elon Musk's place.
Yeah.
Either way, it's a stupidly long time for someone who can track symbiotes down because they're a hive mind.
Mm-hmm.
And then we know Scream's there because it's the yellow and black one.
Not once did it actually show up, though.
Well, they put it in a rabbit. How can you get it back out of the rabbit?
Yeah, like, I was expecting to see Scream, and
Yeah.
I know for a fact that there is a deleted scene that has Scream inhabiting a human host, so what happened to it?
Deleted. Apparently, like all of Hardy's favorite moments in the movie.
Oh,
But yeah, you never see Scream again.
yeah.
But then they kill scientist lady, or Chris Evans' ex-wife, I think that is.
Uh-huh.
She was the lamb in Zootopia.
Oh.
They kill her with a symbiote. That's not yellow. It can't be Riot because Riot shows up after that.
Right.
It's not Venom because Eddie has the Venom symbiote. So which symbiote is it? It's like that's just an extra one they've added in.
They
Now,
lost count on their own script.
Yeah. Joe's convinced it's Carnage, and I'm like, it's not Carnage. He wasn't in the movie.
Yeah, I know. No Carnage.
No, and it wasn't red, so it can't be Carnage because they'll clearly have Carnage as red.
Oh, yeah.
They won't do the whole it's the blood of Cletus Cassidy because I'm a mutant symbiote. No, they won't do any of that.
True.
But it's just weird, like they never, like everything else, they never explain anything in this movie. They try explaining something, but then they completely dismiss it in the next scene.
I mean, I don't want people to like think I'm like out just right hating this movie, because believe it or not, I actually really got entertained by this movie. Like, I found it like it's like X-Men Origins to me. It was entertaining, mind-boggling trash, and I knew I was in for a goddamn ride of my life when Tom Hardy jumps into a lobster tank and takes a bite out of a live lobster.
God. Just before we carry on, yes, people, you can believe that I'm just hating on this movie because it's trash. You can carry on typing those comments out. Right?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm biased because it's garbage. I will not apologize for that. I really don't understand that people, like, you said you were entertained by it. It's just like, I don't understand how.
Honestly, like the reviews hit, they were so low that I was honestly expecting like Catwoman level of the worst thing I've ever seen, and going into it with such a low mentality, the moment I was actually able to just like I looked at my wife and she looks at me and she goes, "Oh boy, this is gonna be an Origins, isn't it?" And I just like had this ridiculously stupid like Grinch grin on my face. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go get an even larger popcorn and soda, and I'm gonna ham this out, because like 15 minutes into the movie, I was like, yeah, I'm done. I am ready for this trash.
It's like people go, "Oh, it's fun." It's just like the first act and a bit is probably the most boring shit I've ever seen.
Oh yeah. Oh, it was dreadful.
Like half the movie really is just so boring and nothing happens.
Well,
the only one that has a resemblance of giving a shit is Hardy.
Yeah.
And it's like Hardy, like even Eddie's not a great character. There's like, they did a typical, he's like, look how much of a douche he is, but look, he's friends with the homeless people.
Uh-huh.
It's the guy. It's like, no, he just fucked over his girlfriend because he's a really bad reporter apparently.
Well, I also like the inconsistency of Venom, because like in the same action sequence, which is the first action sequence that happens, it's the one where like Eddie's attacked in his like apartment and the Venom symbiote is first manifesting on him. The Venom symbiote is clearly like has this like precognition, almost Spidey sense, where it's able to attack before anything happens.
Yeah.
But as the movie carries on, that slowly starts to disappear, and even in the same action sequence, like Eddie gets like hit by a car, which he doesn't see coming. But the Venom symbiote, like literally 5 seconds before that, is tossing cars aside with its tentacles because it can detect them coming. Like, there was a lot of inconsistencies throughout the entire movie. Like, and not just tonally. I mean, like, script-wise.
There's a lot of like continuity errors as well.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's a tiny, tiny little one, but I picked up on it instantly. Elon Musk, or not Elon Musk, gives the pin to the little girl, and then the next shot he's in, he has the pin.
Yep.
It's like did no one pick that up? It's not exactly a big thing to miss. No.
I mean, there's literally people that like keep up with this that are hired for movies. Like that's their job, you know. So.
Also, when he's running in the forest and he looks one way and there's a buggy, there's another way there's a buggy, and they're really close, but then no one has any idea whether he's just jumped up in front of them.
Well, that's also a thing with some of the action sequences. They break the rule. If a character is running to the left, the next shot should suggest he's running in the same direction, but the camera is cut in such a way where he literally runs from left to right, and then like to the right again, and then left, and it's like you can't do that in a movie because it does mess with people's mind. It just automatically makes you go, oh, something seems off. Even if you don't pick up on it, your brain will detect that something is a little wonky with it.
Yeah.
And I knew that was a problem when my wife was like, what was wrong with that sequence? I was like, let me tell you.
It's like the Dark Knight scene with the van or whatever it was. And like it's going left under the bridge and you see it going right, and it's left and it's right. It's just like, what is going on? It's just like, you know, they have exploding drones. I don't know why. That's a massive waste of money, especially for $1 billion company. The symbiote's also weak to fire, but the explosions never once bothered
the
symbiote. I refuse to call it Venom because that's not Venom's name. It's just weird stuff. Like it was, I don't know. It was just weird. And then when he's listing his weaknesses, it's like Avi Arad just listed the Wikipedia page.
Oh God,
like, air and fire. It's just like, what's fire got? Like, you've already been introduced to fire. Like, you didn't get affected at all. No. But,
I don't know. The film was very inconsistently, I think, like edited. Pretty much every aspect of it seemed very inconsistent. I don't remember a single thing from the soundtrack either.
No, but I've seen people saying the soundtrack's really good, and it's like, there was a soundtrack?
Yeah.
Really? I didn't think I heard anything.
Same.
In my head, the entire movie's silent apart from really bad acting. Mainly from, what's her face, the girlfriend.
Oh,
what's her name?
God.
Is it Michelle Williams?
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, like, it's just like, sure, she said she just took it for the paycheck, really, before it came out, but it's like, at least try.
Yeah, she was like, hey, how bad is Jennifer Lawrence? All right, let me see if I can undercut her for worst comic book performance this decade. Like,
well, so who had the worst wig in a comic movie recently? Kate Mara? Okay, I'm gonna top that one.
Oh yeah.
Ugh, her wig. Ugh.
Yeah.
And again, this movie had 2 really bad wigs.
Yeah, it did. Well, speaking of that, I guess let's talk about that aspect of the future of it. What do you make of the future of the Venom franchise, Mitch? Because we know Carnage is coming.
Like, what's that noise? Oh yeah.
You gotta chew the scene, Mitch.
You fucking chewed everything.
Oh Jesus!
Surprised there was footage left of it. You didn't chew that.
Yeah.
To be brutally honest, I don't want anything else from this franchise. No, I don't think it doesn't deserve it. No, everyone being like, "Oh, it's fun," but you're starting off and going, "It's really bad," but it's just like, I'm surprised it made as much money as it has.
Same.
That second week drop, if it's not big, I'll be shocked.
Yeah.
I mean, like they're building up to a Maximum Carnage movie.
Oh, of course.
You know, most of the movies they've announced are characters from Maximum Carnage, so no doubt Venom 2 will be their Avengers moment or Avengers quote. And they'd be like, "Oh, look, Carnage is here." I mean, a PG-13 setting, even though
you really want to compare to something, I mean, don't you mean like Venom 2 will be their Batman v Superman moment?
I mean, yeah.
Oh,
pretty much. Even though we might see characters before that movie.
True.
Is it Morbius starting next month?
Yeah, Morbius is it's like kicked up production. They want to get it like out probably mid next year, I would assume. Yeah.
That's gonna tank 100%.
Dude, I'm excited.
Like Venom's got name recognition and the dude bro fan base already, so making money, not overly shocked.
Yeah.
Morbius, on the other hand, no.
What I find interesting is like we're going into the future of the Venom franchise, which holy crap, that's in. I mean, it only took them a decade to get the movie finally out after Spider-Man 3, so be happy about that. But
what are they gonna do? Because Riot was essentially Carnage in this.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't act like Carnage, but he had all the blades and like all the maces and everything. So,
I mean, realistically, that Carnage is going to have like the floating tentacles on him, so it's going to look slightly different, and that's really
we had Riot with spikes.
Oh, true. Yeah. Oh my God, I forgot that.
Because he got spikes when he merged with Venom, but then when Venom got out, the spikes stayed because continuity issue again.
Yeah.
But. Not that you could really tell what was going on in that scene, so I'm not sure if Venom actually detached at that point, because it's like a fucking Jackson Pollock painting at night. But
so clearly they want to do Venom 2. They're going to do Morbius. In the upcoming CBC podcast, we're going to talk about Kraven and their plan to go forward. So is this like their dark universe setup? Is that like their goal? Is Carnage maybe going to be like an overarching villain? Like, do they all have to team up against Carnage? Is that the idea? Maybe.
I imagine so. If they're doing the Maximum Carnage thing, then I imagine so.
Yeah.
But not that I know how Carnage is going to appear, because they apparently got an endless supply of symbiotes on this planet because they just keep pulling them out of nowhere. But, where's Carnage going to come from? Are they going to do the whole Carnage comes from Venom?
That's my guess.
I kind of doubt it, but at the same time, there's a million of us. It's like, oh, great, so you're trying to set up for, like, an endless franchise. Cool.
That seems to be it.
And it's all going to be all the same bollocks.
I'm going to guess, here's my prediction. The next movie is going to have, what's the purple symbiote? Is that, Poison? No, not Poison. That's the new enemies. The one with the giant gun and everything?
Oh, shame, yeah.
I really like that. That's like my favorite symbiote.
Oh, I can't remember his name. I can't remember half the names of the symbiotes, to be honest.
Okay, I gotta look this up. Purple symbiote, Agony? No, not Agony.
No, it's not Toxin, because Toxin's the... Isn't Toxin Carnage's kid?
Yes, it's like an offspring, yeah.
Yeah, because it's the same colours, but it's just like he's wearing black trousers and a red top instead of all being mixed. But
I think, honestly, they're probably going to do that, and they're going to do, like, the whole, hey, look, this symbiote here you're looking at now, it's like, has this giant gun attached to her arm, so... You can do a little bit more. Hey, the military wants to use symbiotes, that type of deal, because that's so derivative they're going with. Oh, Scorn.
Oh,
Scorn's the one. There we go.
Scorn, of course, it is. Yeah.
I feel like they're gonna do that because
just talking about their names, like, why were they actually called Venom and Riot? Like, why have they got English names?
Because they're.
It's like the symbiote's name has never been Venom. It's not I am, it's we are. Spider-Man wasn't Venom when he had the black suit on, but it's like I think they've only really just recently got any actual names, but I think it's always been they never had a name. It was Venom's like the alter ego character as opposed to anything else.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like. It's like, oh, my name's Venom, and it's we are Venom. It's like, that makes no sense. Because there's two of you. Like, you're not Venom, you're something different.
There was a lot of weird disconnect, I will say that. And that's kind of like the future of the franchise. I'm just like, is this going to just be like this disconnected universe? Because at some point, people will turn against it. And I understand a lot of people are backing this movie because it's the anti-MCU, right? So you got a lot of.
And it's also like, I think it was 2/3 of the audience are under 25.
Oh.
Shock horror. Like, the Venom audience is young. Who'd have thought that? But I was going to say something else then. What? Oh, what was I going to bring up? Fuck. There's another dumb thing the movie did that I couldn't believe it actually did. Oh, yeah, it's the whole, like, the symbiotes are actually coming here anyway.
Yeah.
plotline to take over, and Venom's a loser apparently, which I thought was fucking hilarious. Like one of the only like people say it's a funny film, it's just like no, it's not. The two people laughed in my theater twice. But it's just like, oh yeah, I'm here to eat everyone. We're here to take over, but I can't do anything Riot does because apart from being the hive mind, we can't do the same stuff. And like, oh no, I love you, Eddie. This is now Brokeback symbiote because apparently nothing actually happened to warrant him changing his mind.
Yeah, that was weird,
Yeah,
to say the least.
and it's like, oh no, you're a good host. We need to stay together. And then
Oh.
there's so much dumb stuff in this movie. No, I was mad when I saw it. The only redeeming thing really was the Spider-Verse bit at the end.
Yep.
That wasn't even at the end of the credits, so it's still more credits afterwards. So they can't even do a post-credit scene, right? But,
Yeah, weirdness. I don't know. I mean, the more we hear about the sequel, I guess we'll talk about it, and I assume they're going to announce it probably in the next week and a half or two in case the second weekend isn't a major drop-off, but either way now, it's like over 220 million worldwide, so it's...
Well, they need like 450 to break even.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they get that much. But I don't know. I personally don't see it having a good second weekend to warrant getting that much worldwide. Like it's not released in China yet, so it might do it. But at the same time, it's not the usual 12A over here, which is RPG 13. Like it's actually a 15. I don't know why. I think it's because he bites heads off. So I don't know if that's going to affect it because then all the littler kids can't go. Well, they suppose they could with a parent, but
I don't know. Current prediction says 31 million this weekend.
it's like a 50 mil drop.
Yeah.
That's what, 60, 70?
It's pretty significant.
That's quite a drop. But I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. So I don't know. You guys let us know in the comments what you thought about it, and we'll be back with more Venom talk soon.
Let me know how wrong I am.
You're wrong, Mitch. Wrong.